The number one question I get is, how do you do it? So in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly the key things that help me to be productive. Before we get started, I'm going to invite you to grab my free guide to content repurposing. It's going to give you 25 ways to repurpose your content to really make the most of what you're doing. And that's one of the ways that I get it done. My name is Anita, and I'm a video marketing and social media strategist. I own FDS Creatives, and I help business owners just like you get visible through video marketing and content repurposing. Go ahead and hit the like button so I know that you like tips for productivity, and don't forget to subscribe so you can get new videos every week on how to help with your business and marketing. All right, we're going to dive into my top 5 tips for helping you to get more done. Tip number 1 is have a plan. See, the idea of getting a whole lot done sounds great, but it doesn't really help us to think, oh, I should get more done if we don't have an idea of what that looks like. Make sure that you are creating a plan for yourself as to what exactly you can get done. And in that, I'm going to invite you to take a few minutes to really brain dump your ideas of what you think you need to get done on a piece of paper. I then want you to go through and pick out the top 3 things that absolutely would move you forward if you did them. Start there. That's going to create momentum for you, and it's going to give you the opportunity to really evaluate what else needs to get done. Because here's the thing, when you come up with that list, I promise you're going to have a range of things from essential to would be nice, right? And the way we get through to the would be nice things is making sure the essential things are done, as well as identifying those would be nice things as why they're valuable. Take a second and ask yourself, what's that going to do for me? It might even move it to the essential category. Tip number 2 for getting more done is to make sure that you're leveraging the best time of your day. For you, that might be early in the morning, or it could be late at night, or somewhere in between. Believe it or not, while many of the gurus are going to tell you to get up at 4 or 5 in the morning and go all in, that might not be what you need in this season of life, or might not be what you need at all. And I have shifted in this and my business over time. So there was a time where I was getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning because that was the best time for me to work based on my schedule at the time. Now I have found other times that work, just given what my life looks like right now. And I expect that's going to change over time. So continue to reevaluate when your best time is. Tip number 3 is to make sure you're batching content or chunking your work together. Now, I put these kind of together because they're the same idea, but it's essentially when you're doing like things, go ahead and do as many of those as you need to do. So, for instance, when I'm doing laundry, I make sure that I am putting together and really creating a system to get all of that laundry put away. I batch that work together because otherwise, as you and I both know, it might be that all the laundry's clean and none of it's put away. I really make sure to really finish this job so I can feel like it's done. That really helps me feel like I've accomplished something. Now, while I'm using laundry as an example, because listen, we all have to wash clothes, the reality is this is going to help in your business. So when I'm creating videos, I'm batch filming my videos. When I am writing blog posts or creating graphics, I'm batch creating that content. Because when I'm in the headspace to do that is when I can make sure that it's the best that it can possibly be. And that is when I'm able to get the most done. This really helps me, and I think it'll really help you. I'd love to hear in the comments, do you batch create content or do you batch work together? I'd love to hear the ways that you do this, so share with me below. Tip number 4 is using great tools to help you. So 2 of my favorite are tomatotimers.com, which gives you an opportunity to use the Pomodoro method of time tracking. This is going to allow you to work in small increments and have scheduled breaks. But in doing this, you're going to make sure that you're continuing to be consistent. There's also something about having that timer going that really keeps you focused. So I really like it. The other tip I really have is a Google Chrome extension called Momentum. Now, Momentum gives you a great opportunity because it's something that opens when I open Google Chrome. And that allows me to see what my to-do list is, but also lets me set an intention for the day. The backgrounds are really beautiful. It is totally free. And it really helps me to be focused because maybe I open my browser to do something else, like check Facebook or get an update on the news. And that pops up right away, which is letting me know, hey, remember, this is what your priority is. This is something that I try to make sure that I add to every day. And it's quite satisfying to check those things off the to-do list and see them crossed off. Tip number 5 is to remember that nothing is ever going to be perfect. And I say that as somebody who at times has really wanted things to be as perfect as they can be. By setting boundaries on how much time you spend on an activity, it lets you really have an end in mind. So, how well can I do this in an hour? And by doing that, it allows you to really have control over your time. This is how you don't get sucked into creating graphics for Instagram for hours and hours and hours on end. Now, I will say you want to be really thoughtful about the time that you set. Be really honest about the time you need. So, for instance, if I'm doing a huge video editing project and that's something that's actually going to take 3 or 4 hours to do, I'm not going to set that into a 1 hour. It's going to look sloppy. Okay. At the same time, I don't need 3 or 4 hours to come up with my video topic. I don't. What I do need to do is be really thoughtful about what it is I'm doing and make sure that I absolutely am using my time effectively. So, that list I talked about in step 1, where you wrote everything down, a good thing to do is to go through that list and kind of estimate how much time each activity would take. This is going to help you also figure out what's essential to get started on, or maybe what you need to work on a little bit every day. Okay, there's absolutely more tips I could give you because let's be honest, we all are always trying to get more done. But most importantly, I want you to make sure that when you are getting things done, that you are making sure to rest also. Now, if you're someone who is interested in content repurposing to make the most of what you're doing, I'm going to put a video on the screen right now that's going to talk to you about what content repurposing is. And in it, I share a lot of tips to help you. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.